Welcome back to Rhythm Guitar Book 2. This book focuses on open chords, strumming, and fingerstyle patterns. You can watch all these videos for free, but it's going to be a lot easier to learn if you have your own copy of Rhythm Guitar 2 that you can read from and write in. So I'll leave a link in the description. We're on pages 57 and 58, and we have a new type of repeat, the D.C. al fine and the D.C. al coda. This next section of the book focuses on roadmap markings, DS's, DC's, fines, codas, and you'll find out why they're called roadmap markings. We're going to start by looking at DC markings. So DC stands for da capo, which means to go back to the beginning, or go back to the head. And when you see a DC marking at the end of your music, you go back to the very beginning. And often you'll see it paired with this fine marking, and that's how you pronounce it, fine, which just means the end. So in R92, at the end of the last line, we see DC al fine. DC means you go back to the beginning. Al fine means you go to the fine bar. In this case, the fine bar is at the end of the first line. And notice also there is a final bar line there. Normally you see a final bar line at the very end of the music, but since we're stopping at the end of the first line, when we jump back, we put the final bar line there. So in this case, we play the first line, play the second line. When we hit that DC marking, we jump back to the beginning, and then we stop at the end of the first line. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to the beginning. And that's where we stop. On top of page 58, we have number R93. This one has a DC al coda marking. So here's what you do when you see that. You play, in this case, to the end of the third line where you see the DC al coda. Even though there's some more music in this exercise, you don't play it just yet. As soon as you see the DC, you jump right back, and then we play the first line. Notice at the end of the first line, there's a 2 coda marking with a little, looks like a little target. That's a coda sign. And as soon as we're done playing that measure, we jump to the end where the coda marking is. And that's what those last 2 measures are all about. So again, play the first 3 lines, jump back to the beginning, play until you've finished the 2 coda bar, and then jump to the coda. And a coda can be short or long, but it always appears at the end of the music. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to the very beginning. Jump to the coda. Your assignment is to practice the charts on pages 57 and 58, making sure you follow the DC al fine and the DC al coda markings. As always, work on keeping a steady beat by playing along with the video, or play to a metronome so you can choose your own tempo. When you're comfortable with these charts, go ahead and move to the bottom of page 58, where I'm going to show you DS al fine and DS al coda markings.